not only was part of all of these companies' journeys, but YC was pivotal in the trajectory of all of these companies. And it's something that was a little bit underplayed in the original design. And so that's something that's also like a kind of a wedge that we wanted to explore for the new design, is how can we put more emphasis on the founders who built these companies as opposed to just the logo.
It's interesting also because the headline here is top YC companies. And, if we were just scrolling down this page and reading the headlines, like that doesn't really tell me anything. Instead, we should be saying things like there's dozens of billion-dollar companies that have started in YC is like really, I think, the message that we wanted to communicate here. So going down the headlines here, we help founders make something people want and the results speak for themselves. And it's like, well, what are the results? We should just say the thing here. We improve the success rate of our startups. And it's like, by how much?
Exactly.
We don't really quantify a lot of these things.
Or we don't try to illustrate the outcome necessarily. Here it's just text.
Yep. YC is run by startup founders who've built exactly what they wanted when starting and growing a startup. That's an important message that we really wanted to keep, is that us YC partners, like we were all YC founders ourselves, which is another thing that really differentiates YC and is unique to YC. And then we get to this section here, we put founders' interests first, which I think is actually a really important message. Mm-hmm. But everything underneath it is all these things that we don't do. We don't take a board seat. We don't take months to decide. We don't require decks, rather than kind of being the positive version of that.
Yes.
So this gives, some good context, I think, for where things started. And why don't you take us through the new version that we put together?
So we recently launched this brand new redesign where we took all of our learnings from the original website, and then we thought deeply about what kind of messaging we really wanted to convey in the new one. And in that case, we really wanted to not sell you a program or sell you a product, but instead make you dream. Mm-hmm. We were really inspired by the idea of going back to the YC roots. And so we studied very deeply the Paul Graham essays. One word that really stands out when you read PG essays is formidable. That's the word that he uses, and also Jessica used to describe the extraordinary